Hey my unique followers, it's me, Kelly, the creative mastermind behind Unique Designs by C&K. And today we are going to I'm going to show you how to turn something that was a failed attempt. If you watched my tutorial on how to create him, my shark wall decor, you know that I was playing and experimenting with a new product, and as you see, I thought it would fade out a little bit, and jokes on me, it didn't happen. But I want you to know that even in failure, you could still create art. Yes, this I would consider a failure, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to turn them into a work of art. So turning failure into a work of art. Now, this is what I used the last time, and we're going to give him a go again, because he does give a brilliant lacing effect, but I'm going to take a different approach. So I get my wave effect, but you can still see these sharks through it. So don't be afraid to experiment and go outside your norm, because that's how you will discover and create brilliant works of art. So again, we're about 150 milliliters of resin. We're going to go ahead and put that one in there. Go ahead and seal him off. I always put the first layer of resin in before I do waves. Some people do partial and then add their additive for the wave. I like to do it beforehand. So if I got any micro bubbles, I can get them out. I'm not fighting with it as I am trying to cast him. Forgive me, I just reworked my table to give me more space. So I'm going to spritz it with rubbing alcohol. As you see, I did have some minor air bubbles, and the resin will actually level itself out. So we're going to try this again. So I'm going to take a different approach. So I am just going to line this side with the white. And then I'm going to come in with my air gun, or my heat gun. You know, if you were watching my last video, I was very excited. I got him for Amazon Prime. I take and put him on the lowest heat setting. And then, now he might get a little noisy, so forgive me if you have sensitive ears, now would be the time to put on captions. But he wasn't noisy the last time that much, so here we go. Because I kind of wanted that gilded look to him. See, I didn't need much from him to get the effect I was looking for. I wanted that wavy effect, but here's the thing, I found out something. As the resin will pull that white back, so it's not so interfering with the sharks, I'll wait for him to settle. Now, when you're dealing with resin, I always forget, make sure you're wearing your gloves and all your PPE for when you're handling resin. I do have a bad habit of forgetting to put my gloves on when I'm doing a quick pour. Don't do that. So make sure you wear your gloves. Just a quick note of that. So I'm going to take it off because I'm going to show you how to take care of him while we wait for that resin to resettle itself. And then I can hit it with the rubbing alcohol. Now, I'm going to take him and we're just going to place him here. I thought it was kind of cool. It still gives, you can still see the effect underneath. Oh, it's going to be mean to me. And if you know my struggle with vinyl, you know vinyl don't like me. So I'm just going to give him a quick rub down. And you can do that with, like, I have my little Cricut one, or you can use a hard piece of card, like here he is. I've been looking for him. Something like this that's got a hard edge to make sure everything transfers to the tape. Now don't worry, I'm going to put my gloves back on. It's just he's sticky and I don't want to fight with him. So hopefully I have cooperative flowers. I'm finding the more detailed a design is, the less cooperative it is with me. But I am not a Cricut pro like everybody else. So I am going to slowly peel him off so I don't ruin nothing. That's the last thing I want to do because I will cry. Me and Cricut have not been getting along lately. I've had several failed Cricut projects. So forgive me, I am fighting and watching that our redo of the wall decor, and he's looking good. I'm going to show you how I got that lacing effect in a minute. Because I used alright, let's see. Will you be nice and just pop off? Nope, he wants to rip. Alright, he's giving me a problem, so bear with me. The more intricate your flower design is, I'm finding, the less likely it wants to transfer completely over. Now, don't fret if you accidentally rip him, because I did rip him a little bit, but when I placed him back down to give him another rub down, he seemed to be more cooperative. They'll go back into place and the rip won't show. Yeah, I know. He likes to give me a problem. But there we go. I got him to cooperate. So, you might see the silhouette a little bit behind him. So I'm going to kind of center him right there. And just kind of rub him out. I'm going to take this. This helps with any air bubbles that may be happening if I don't make a mess on my table. And forgive me, the weather here in Michigan has been a little crazy. So you're going to hear it in my voice. I'm going into that fall season, and we're in Michigan. In August, it happens to get really hot and then really cold. It doesn't know what it wants, so we kind of just bear with it. All right. And there we go. That's how you fix him. Yes, you can see the silhouettes of the previous sharks underneath, but it kind of gives it a different look to it. Kind of, even though it looks like it's kind of blending, it looks like there's sharks going underneath it, underneath the waves. So, I'm going to seal him real quick. Just let me grab my gloves. And we'll seal him real quick. I always seal my resin in, or vinyl in. It's just a force of habit, so the vinyl doesn't move on me. Even though I'm using permanent vinyl, I still like to seal my vinyl in. I could leave him like this and he'd be fine, but I am not comfortable with that, so we are going to seal him in. And I have about 80 milliliters of resin here, but I just need a thin coat. And he'll be just fine. He looks a little bit bubbly. Yes, I did let my resin sit like I normally do for 10 minutes, but I have a habit of being quick with my mixing, so it doesn't always want to cooperate. So don't be afraid if you go, oh my goodness, you got all these bubbles. What am I going to do? Well, for one, that's why we have rubbing alcohol. He will dissipate the air bubbles as they rise. Now, always use, when you're using rubbing alcohol to just kind of spritz and get rid of air bubbles, always use 90% rubbing alcohol, or a little bit higher. Any less, there's too much water content in the rubbing alcohol. So, we're going to give him a little spritz over here. And you'll start to see that it's starting to do its lacing here. And he looks a little on the uneven side. That happens. I did just redo my table, so things might be a little out of balance. And you can always take your finger across here, the resin that may have gotten up there, or you can use masking tape to catch any resin bits that may have splattered over. Or you can just take your finger along it like I do. Because I get so anxious and wanting to get on here and do these tutorials with you guys that I don't want to wait. And come on, quit being mean to me. I'll just take my finger over here and I'll move him where I need him. Now, I know I'm going to get a question. Do I seal this wood? Sometimes I'll seal the wood, and sometimes I'll get it to where it cooperates, where it won't give me a problem. So it's completely optional. It's up to you guys if you want to seal it first and then pour, or just not seal it, because it's fine. So we're going to do one last spritz before I let you guys go. You see that nice lacing effect we're getting here. right in here. Yes, I did take my gloves off, so I'm not going to touch anything. I know better. So, and I just wanted to show you that even if you had a piece fail, don't stress about it. You can turn it into something else. As you see here, where this one, my first attempt at my little waving using a new product that I had never used before until I did this one. I don't want you guys to worry about it. It's kind of go with the flow. And sometimes art just transforms from one idea to a different idea. So, until next time, be you, be unique.